Man from China passes Japanese language proficiency test after watching more than 4,500 Japanese AVs. Oh my god. So today we are very lucky to have the man who did this. Introducing Jakku Song. Did I say that correctly, sir? Welcome to
Yes. Hello, I'm Jakku Song, aka the last gentleman of Asia.
You're a gentleman. Okay. Cool. But I think what's my favorite alias of you is the man who watched Japanese adult films to learn Japanese. That is amazing. How did you do that?
That's just the way I learn Japanese, basically. Not like anybody else. People watch anime to learn Japanese, but for me, I'm not the same. I watch porn. And, I watch those hentai anime, you know what I'm saying?
That is amazing because I do find that the Japanese movies are a little bit more conversationally based compared to the Western ones, right? And I think just based on that, it's a lot more easy to learn and consume. Like you can watch it like a movie. Is that kind of what you did?
Yeah, it's way more easier to learn from porn than learn from, movies because those are, real conversation you can use in real life. Like if you watch movies, those conversations, you cannot even use it in real life. But
so it's a lot more
in AVs,
like
you can use it
daily life, relevant to daily life. The Western movies are more unrealistic.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah
correct? Yeah. Japanese are more realistic. They represent
Japanese
real life
JAV,
more compared to the Western.
I mean the conversations in JAV is more realistic than Japanese
AVs
movies
between cultures. We're talking about the JVs are more representative of real life than just regular Japanese movies. Whoa, that's really interesting. I guess I never really thought about that. Jakku, thank you so much for coming here. We would love to know more about you.
Okay, I'm currently a grad student in China, and I'm also a YouTuber.
I see. And
on YouTube.
We'll drop your links below here, of course. And why don't we talk about like when did you start getting interested in foreign languages and how did you get up to this point? Maybe we can start with your English and then we can talk about Japanese. Can you tell us more about your background, how you were raised up, and how you got into learning languages?
All right. So basically, I live in China my whole life. I'm pretty basic, background growing up, just normal family and stuff. I've never studied abroad or anything. I have only been to 2 countries. My first country is Thailand, and the second one is Japan. That's it. And I'm currently a grad student in China, and I'm also a YouTuber on YouTube. And I'm basically I upload, in Japanese it's called shimoneta videos. It means like dirty jokes videos. That's what I do, basically.
Yeah.
And all my fans are
sounds just like me
from Japan.
Because I just made
that's pretty much
dirty videos about English learning content. And that's how I grew my following on Instagram. Right? And in Douyin. Like one day I was like, I want to make dirty jokes for a living. And I want to have something to sell, right? And then I'm like, okay, I'm a native English speaker, so I can make dirty jokes to teach English and then like sell courses after, right? So that sounds like a similar story to me. And you have a passion for language learning,
story.
right? So how did that begin? Like, did you develop that passion in school, or did you have to like ignite that passion in learning by yourself?
I need to go way back to my childhood though. Like, because growing up, I always, hearing my mom said, because my grandparents, they are living in the States, and then like they always said like, maybe I will send you to America when you grow up. But they never did. But that's what I heard when I was little. I was like, oh, maybe I will go to America one day, so I need to learn English. So from that point, like I was like super, motivated learning English. And I started, watching those American movies, American TV shows, stuff like that. And at the same time, my mom sent me to those, English study center. I don't know. And then I was able to, study English in
That's cool.
a
So it
little
seems like
formal
from
way.
a young age, that dream, that
Yeah.
vision was planted in your head, and then you're like, yeah, let's go for it, and let's fucking go. And then you started finding
Let's
resources
go.
by
Let's
yourself.
go for
And
it.
do you think that way was really effective by watching films and movies?
Yeah, that was pretty effective because I'm able to learn those, daily conversations from those movies and stuff. But other than that, I always talk to
From a young
myself in
age.
English in front of the mirrors and stuff. I always do that, like every day. Yeah, from a young age, every day.
Yeah, that's
I talk to myself in English. And I force myself to think
that's
in
powerful.
English, though.
Because most of my students aren't able to do that, right? But once you unlock that cognitive ability to think in English instead of translating from Chinese to English, that unlocks another level. What's your experience with like formal education? Like you went to school for English and stuff like that. Did you find that like it wasn't as effective as like learning by yourself, watching movies and films and stuff like that?
If we're talking about the English studying in school, like those regular Chinese school, it's effective if you want to learn those, writing English. It's good, but they don't teach you how to speak.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They don't teach you how to speak.
They teach you how to
Actually, they teach you how to write, how to compete,
right,
how to take exams. They don't teach you how to speak. So when I was in school, I was appreciated to learn those writing English from school, but I didn't really learn speaking
And
English
you
from
make dirty jokes for a
school.
living, so they might not teach you how to make dirty jokes. So you had to find other
Yeah, of
resources
course.
to be able to talk about what you want to talk about. So what were some of your favorite movies and TV shows growing up from the West then that really inspired you?
Shameless. Absolutely.
I can't say I've seen
American version. Shameless.
I can't say I've seen that one.
You can say what?
Big Bang Theory, that's a popular one.
Okay. Big Bang Theory.
Community.
Of course.
With Ken Jeong.
And Community, if you know that. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. Yeah, Ken Jeong. Donald Glover.
Right.
And I also watch a lot of, stand-up comedy.
Right.
I watch Chris Rock. I watch Kevin Hart, of course. Who's the guy?
DK?
He got canceled.
He makes very good
Louis
dirty
JK,
jokes.
Louis JK.
He got in trouble for jerking off in front of a girl.
Yeah.
Right?
But he got canceled.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
On the phone, I think. On the phone with someone, and he was jerking off. I think that's what he was doing. Like he was jerking off during a phone call.
She
with a woman, and the woman
you could hear someone
like
jerking off
it.
through
like, oh, are you
the
jerking
phone?
off? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Can you tell I'm jerking off right now?
I didn't want to tell you because I don't want you to stop.
No, I'm not doing it right now.
I didn't want to bring it up because I don't want you to stop. Okay, let me see both hands, man.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it right now.
Is there anyone under the table?
I'm safe.
I'm scared. Yo, I'm so freaking.
Of course not. I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope someone is under the table.
Oh man.
I hope someone is under the table right now.
Okay, so when did you start? So you started by learning English, but like when did you get into Japanese? Was it because of like your your love for Japanese women? Like, what made you want to learn Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anime, of course. When I was
Mhm.
little, I loved watching anime. I'm sure everybody's like that. They always start from
Right. I
liking
think television has
anime.
played a big impact on my vocabulary development, even though English is my native language. Like what we listen to and what we pay attention to forms the vocabulary and even the views or how we view the world. So growing up, I'm Canadian, right? So I watched a lot of hockey. So I'm listening to announcers and I'm copying the words of the announcers, right? So I guess it's similar for you for Japanese, right? When did you start watching anime? Like from a young age also?
From really young age, from elementary school, I think. Yeah. Naruto,
I
of
grew up
course.
watching Pokemon
Do
and
you
Dragon Ball
watch
Z
anime?
and Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't, so like younger generation, they might watch like Naruto and One Piece, right? I watched Death Note. I really like Death Note.
Yeah.
But I've seen One Punch Man, but I haven't watched
That's
enough
a great show.
anime for me to like really start learning Japanese, start noticing the patterns, right? So I feel like you really have to watch hours and hours of it for you to actually start learning. Do you agree?
I agree. But like the conversations in
So that's
anime,
why you had to
cannot
go
use
to
it
porn, right?
in daily life.
So the reason why you switched to porn to learn
Yeah,
Japanese was because
that's true.
the AVs were more realistic.
Yeah. It's so funny we're talking about this in a really serious
Like
way.
it doesn't blow my mind.
It's
I'm not
funny.
surprised, but I did some research before our meeting, which means I went to some JAV sites to do research. Just research. I was like this. I didn't do anything else with my hands. And I'm like, wow, this is very, very practical for daily life. Some of the conversations, but some of them I can't watch because I feel bad for the husband who's getting cheated on. I'm like, what? Like I can't continue watching 看不下去 because of the poor guy, or his wife is cheating like right next to him with the other person beside him while he's sleeping. It's kind of fucked up. But how did you start doing this? How did you start watching JAVs to learn Japanese? Did you first do it just because you were watching AVs, or did you start saying like, I need to improve my Japanese and JAVs is the best method?
No, I didn't do that on purpose, though, you know. Just like anybody else. Just like everybody else. I watched JAV just for jerking off. So when I was jerking off, I learned Japanese
but
accidentally.
how much of the JAV do you actually watch?
In the videos I said 4,545. You know, what's interesting is that number in Japanese, shiko shiko, means
4545.
the sound when you make.
So
when
it's
you're
not
jerking off.
it's not actually 4545.
Yeah.
It's just like my Instagram handle
Shiko
is Teacher
shiko.
Gary 69 because
Shiko
I like
shiko.
the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to
because
69, bro.
because my cat died on June 9th.
Is what I think it is?
No, because I like the number 69. I've never had a cat. Just like you said, you've watched 4,545 AVs. Wait. I have to ask, do you watch the whole movie? Or how much of it do you have to watch? Because some of these movies are like 2 hours long. Or do you just skip to the good part?
Sometimes I watch
on a good day.
the whole thing on a good day. But
The good part.
But usually I just watch the most exciting part. the most exciting part.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
I do love this headline. I'm looking at this headline. I think it's a great photo. You got your tissues there. You got your into Japanese language proficiency test. It's a great title. Can you only rely on JAVs to learn Japanese? What's your opinion?
Absolutely no. Because, there's a lot of, situations in those JVs. Like having with underage girl. What the fuck? High schooler? You know what I'm talking about, right? And like cheating and stuff like that. You cannot learn from that. What the fuck? So you cannot learn in those situations. They will teach you like, oh, I want to have with you because you are a high schooler.
Just for the record, you didn't only rely on JAVs.
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone was to
I don't recommend
to learn Japanese, like what advice would you give them? Like if they were starting from zero, dating a Japanese girl?
Date a Japanese girl.
So you don't have to.
What the fuck? No, don't say that, bro.
So you don't have to cheat because
don't say that, bro.
Because you told me that you shouldn't learn from JAVs because they'll teach you about cheating, right? So the alternative is just to have a girlfriend, right? And so you've had a Japanese girlfriend, I guess. Has it happened yet?
I cannot say that. That's private. I cannot say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because my fans is gonna watch that.
Okay, that's a secret for another day. So Japanese girlfriend is the best idea. Any particular reason? Why do you think
Japanese girlfriend
that
or
works
Japanese
in your opinion?
Friends? When you talk to your Japanese friends, you are using daily phrases. You are not using JAV phrases.
So when you're
realistic.
learning from these JAVs, like do you find you're actually using phrases from these JAVs or in like your joke telling, or you're not? Are you using these JAV phrases for your daily life too?
Yeah, I use those JAV phrases for my videos and on the
So
back.
Just to be clear, you don't recommend the average person to learn from JAVs. It's way better to get a girlfriend or maybe learn from a book. Is that right? Okay. But at the same time, you do agree that these JAVs have helped you reach into proficiency?
Of course. It helped me a lot. It helped me with my lonely nights.
Let me see what other questions I have for you. I'm actually quite speechless. I wasn't expecting someone. I don't know what to expect. All I knew
you didn't
was
expect me to be like this?
The unknown territory for me. I've never interviewed
crazy guy,
interviewed someone as perverted or more perverted than me. So this is definitely new territory. I am a crazy guy. There's someone under this table right now.
I can tell you're a crazy guy too,
Yeah, so let's talk about your content a little bit more. Like
I would love to see that.
What type of content do you make? Do you just make sexual jokes? Like are you interviewing people? Are you teaching like about sex positions? Like what do you do on your channels for those people?
No. I only make dirty jokes videos. I don't teach. I don't interview people. Yeah, I just say dirty jokes in Japanese.
Would you say
people like me?
You're just likable?
Yeah, I think I'm just.
Yeah. Would you say you have a? Would you say you're
lucky,
blessed
I guess.
or gifted at learning languages? Or do you think anyone can do what you're doing?
I doubt that someone is able to do it like me. I doubt that.
He is.
I'm the one.
He's the JAV god. But you're saying for the average
Yes,
person,
sir.
they shouldn't learn directly from JAVs. But how much of JAVs would you contribute to your success? Is it 100%? Is it 50%? Is it 70%? For you personally, because you are the one.
I would say 50%. JAV
Wow.
helped me fall in love with Japanese.
And what's
So
the other 50%?
I would give it 50%. Other 30% is girl, and other 20% is my fans.
Yeah, I feel like my Chinese really took off when I started doing Douyin and Chinese social media. Suddenly, I had to read every comment.
Yeah, that's the
So
same.
I'm like, are they talking shit about me or are they complimenting me? And then I'm like looking up each character, looking up each that really accelerated the process. And the fact that like Chinese social media is in Chinese, right? If it's in Douyin, I have to go see the stats, the statistics, the data. You know, like I'm like Google translating all the time, and I have my notebook and I'm looking up words. Women are a motivator for me too. Like if I live in Asia and there's a cute Chinese girl, right? Having the ability. It's a secret. I can't tell you because my fans might see.
You're dating a Chinese girl? Okay.
Don't tell anyone.
Bro.
Yeah, but we all know. We're both straight men. We know the power of... I'm completely straight.
Are you?
Not everything on the internet is true.
The content you make, I thought you were like bi or some shit.
Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true.
I see.
Here's the thing. Like, I play a persona. I play a character. And if one video does really well, I'm like, this is what people want to see. Let me try to lean into it. I can't go on the internet and say, I'm not gay. I like women. I can't do that. So I prefer just to lean into it. And unless it like undermines my like integrity, right? But I feel like it's just a joke, right? And we're just having fun. So like if people enjoy calling me teacher gay, go ahead. Yeah. Do you ever get
I respect that
criticism on your channel or from people around you? Like, why are you doing this with your life? Why are you making these nasty jokes? Grow up.
Not really. But someone said that once, like, he thinks I'm disrespecting Japanese, the language of Japanese. I'm disrespecting it. Bro, what the fuck? That's sad. Because I think I'm showing respect
is great.
to Japanese.
I mean, I haven't seen your content because I probably wouldn't understand it. But we're in the same field. I like
yeah.
Some people also say that my videos are like 太夸张了 or too exaggerated in the sense that like people don't really speak like this. Okay, let me give you some background. Basically, I have a video series where I'm acting as a teacher and he orgasms because the student uses some 高级词汇, right? He has an orgasm. It's like instead of saying use, the student uses utilize, right? And the teacher has an orgasm, right? And some people say, you shouldn't talk like that. You should say it in the most straightforward way possible. In my opinion, language is art. Language is an art form. You can express yourself in different ways. You don't have to say it in the simplest way all the time, right? You can say it in a more fun way or a fancy way. Because language is an art at the end of the day. We do stand-up comedy with our words. Right? We tell jokes with our words. We make sexual references with our words, and it connects people. So on this point, I think we shouldn't take our words so freaking seriously and enjoy life.
Yeah, I think so. People call me
Wow.
a bridge
That's
between
a
Japan and China.
that's a heavy nickname.
That's a good
responsibility.
compliment. Like,
Because we
yeah.
know there's some tension there, but it's
yeah. Like the reason people call me that is because like I'm using those dirty words in Japanese. Even though I'm a foreigner, I can connect with people with
when you
those
speak
dirty
people's
Japanese.
language,
Even though I'm a foreigner.
you speak to their heart. Especially if it's
To the heart.
like a
To the
dirty
heart.
word. It's like, holy shit, you
When you
know that
speak-
word?
Yeah. When you speak dirty words, you speak to their
Yeah, so that's why whenever I travel somewhere new, like I have to know the dirty words. Like I live in Thailand, so I know some dirty words, right? And I
really?
like to say yeah man. That means fuck mother or motherfucker.
What is that?
Yet is I say that to my friends. Like
They say that too in
it's
Thailand.
like, oh fuck. It's kind of like what's how in Chinese. It's like, oh fuck, motherfuck. Yeah, I feel like it
Okay.
for many people it can like loosen them up, and like when they hear a foreigner say it, it's like, holy shit, you know that? You're funny. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but it
Oh, you
opens
can say
people
that?
up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why, but it is what it is. I guess I just got one more question, and then we can wrap it up. Like, we got this dirty
really?
joke thing going on. You're good at learning languages. So like any last advice for people who want to learn Japanese or any other languages? Like, what would you tell them to do if they were to start from zero? Words of advice.
You need to fall in love with the language first. Yeah, and then you need to think. And if you're learning English, you need to think in the American way. If you're learning Japanese, you need to think in the Japanese way. And you need to communicate with the locals. And you need to study those.
I think what you're saying
words,
rings
of course.
true to my audience. It will resonate with my audience because a lot of them like me for my dirty jokes. To be honest, this podcast needed a little bit more dirty jokes because when I started this podcast, it became kind of serious. But I'm glad we're bringing a guest just as dirty as me onto the show for I think today is the fourth episode. Yeah. We're still figuring it out on this channel, but
The fourth
you being
episode?
our first guest, I'm honored, and I'm glad you're able to bless us with your dirty words of advice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your growth. Maybe you'll start learning, I don't know, Spanish using Latina porn in the future. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the news again when you learn Spanish from watching Latina porn. Thank you for coming, man. Thank you for coming. No pun intended.
我会加油的。谢谢。
Okay. Thanks, man.